welcome to this episode. I want to talk about the power of focus. One of my favorite business books, and it really shaped my thinking over the years, is a book by Al Ries called Focus. And one of the things he talks about is the best businesses have all one thing in common. Rather than line extending and trying to be all things to all people, they are staggeringly focused on owning a share of people's brain cells to the point where you say one word and you think of that brand or you think of that company. An example that comes to mind is Heinz. If I was to say ketchup, you'd probably think of Heinz. If I was to think superb quality watch, you'd probably think Rolex. If I was to think the best sports car, you'd probably say Ferrari. And all of these companies have one thing in common, which is they have focused on one thing to the point where when you think of that word, that brand comes to mind. Confucius, the Chinese philosopher, made a great insight when he said, "The person who chases two rabbits catches neither." And that really is a key point when it comes to leadership and when it comes to building a strong brand and when it comes to building a great organization. If you try to be all things to all people, if you want your brand to stand for everything, if you want your products and services to be consumed by every different category, you just can't win in your market space because you'll stand for nothing. And I see some companies doing that right now. I mean, Mercedes comes to mind. Mercedes spent billions of dollars in advertising to be known as a luxurious, prestige, very high-end automobile. But what they're doing is now they're trying to be all things to all people in many ways, and they're doing not only high-end cars but lower-end cars, and they're really just losing or diluting a lot of their brand, in my humble opinion. And I think when you start line extending, in other words, you are successful with one product, so you try to do different products. Maybe you're successful with one service, so you try to get into different spaces. You really lose your focus and you really start to deteriorate your brand. So I guess what I'm really suggesting to you is pick a product, pick a position, pick something to focus on, and then have the business discipline to really focus on that one thing and do it brilliantly. Even personally, more and more, I think, ultimately build your personal life around 5 things, and that's it. And build your business or your team around 5 key opportunities and say no to everything else. And that's the secret of mastery. If you look at the true masters, they basically were good at one thing. They didn't try to be great at everything. I just finished my Monday morning meeting with my team, and we went over what I call my 8 priorities. And this is for this year. The whole organization, all our energy, all our resource, all our focus is really around the 8 things that are on this page right now. And any other opportunities that come in, we pretty much say no to it. Any other speaking opportunities that come in, if they're not aligned with the tours that we have on the schedule for this year, we say no to it. And that brings up another key point, which is most businesses run into trouble not because of too many good opportunities, but because not because they didn't have enough good opportunities, but because of too many good opportunities. So they were going here and there and everywhere, and they got really busy being busy, so they couldn't focus on those 5 key things or on that one big opportunity. Focus, focus, focus. A key thing to building a great brand, building a great business, and building a world-class life.